Hello everyone and welcome to the Basics of Room Acoustic Simulation using Python Part 2. This time we are going to talk about how to create non-convex rooms and now how to use materials. So we are going to give some materials to room walls, ceiling and floor. So basically when you talk about materials we're talking about absorption coefficients and maybe scattering coefficients. Previously, we used a very simple shoebox model, and PyRoom Acoustics has a lot of tools and makes creating shoebox rooms very easy. But when we want to create rooms with different shapes, things get a lot more complicated, and there are a lot of things that we need to pay attention to. So if you didn't follow the first tutorial, that's an introduction, you can go to our playlist and there you check and we give an overview of PyRoom Acoustics, but this time we're going to focus on creating non-convex rooms. So let's get started. Here I'm just importing the packages, so PyRoom Acoustics as PRA, IPython display IPD, which I'm going to listen to some audio. Maybe I'm going also to use LibRosa, I'm not sure, but I already imported in case I decided to use it. And we have also a matplotlib to plot and NumPy for some mathematical and numerical operations. So first, what we do when we want to create a non-convex room is that we can define a 2D shape. So let's create a floor. And then when we have this floor, we can extrude this floor and transform this 2D floor into a 3D room. And we are going to create this NumPy array with the coordinates of the corners of the floor. And you need to pay attention that this needs to be anti-clockwise. So otherwise, the function that we're going to use to create the room provided by PyRoom Acoustics will not work. It requires that we give the coordinates of the corners in anti-clockwise order. So here what I'm doing is I'm having the corners, the X and Y of the corners, and I'm creating an NumPy array like this, and I'm transposing it, and then I will have my floor. We can also take a look on how this NumPy array looks like. So it's a 2D array because I transpose here. We have here the values of the first elements and here the values of the second element. So this is X, this is Y. Next, we are going to create our materials. So PyRoom Acoustics already provide some materials, so there's a JSON file and we can access these materials using this materials data, and it's a dictionary with different categories of materials and with absorption coefficients, a description of the materials. So here for example we have ceiling curtains, floor coverings, carpets, and here we have for example the coefficients. So there are many different materials that you can choose from, but be aware that we need to use the same number of coefficients for all the walls, including ceilings and floor. Otherwise, PyRoom Acoustics will not accept the use of materials with different room coefficients. So it also depends on the sampling frequency we are using. This is an important thing to pay attention, otherwise you will get a lot of errors. So we will choose some materials from this list here. So at the moment I have just this floor, this NumPy array. Now I will get the materials. So this is materials, materials. So this will be the materials that I'm going to assign to the walls, and I will choose ceramic tiles just as an example. So now here we will create the room and we use this function from corners, and this function will take many arguments. So we'll pass the floor. So this is the NumPy array we created with the corners. Then we will also pass the sampling frequency we are going to use. So we are going to use the sampling frequency of 16 kilohertz. Then we are going to pass the materials. So here is the materials, ceramic tiles. This we've seen before. This is the maximum order for the image source model. This time we're going to use a hybrid simulation. So it will have the image source model and also the ray tracing simulation. So it's called a hybrid mode. I'm not going to cover the image source model, neither the ray tracing model now. We will have special sessions on these tutorials specifically for these methods. But here, just as an example, we are creating a room from corners. We are passing a 2D floor with the coordinates of these corners in an anti-clockwise way. I'll set the air absorption to true. And now we have this 2D room. So far we only have a 2D room. So it's a floor map, let's call it, and each one of these lines will be a wall. We can check the from corners function. So creates a 2D room by giving an array of corners. As parameters, it takes the corners, so a list of corners that must be in anti-clockwise oriented, and a list of absorption factor for each wall or single value for all walls. It will return an instance of a 2D room. So before we had this absorption here, and we didn't have the materials, but this absorption is being deprecated and we are using these materials. But you can also pass a list of absorption factors or absorption coefficients for each walls. If you pass a single value, it will assign to all walls, and the same for the materials. We are passing just one material and it will assign this material to all the walls, but we could also specify different materials for different walls. So this is the function from corners that we are using. So at this point we have this floor, this 2D room, and now we will create the floor and the ceiling. So here I'll use this function, make materials, that will pass, it will create a kind of a dictionary, and we will assign for the ceiling, I will choose hard surface, and for the floor a carpet cotton. So I will using this Room Acoustics make materials. I am giving this to the key would be ceiling, is ceiling and floors, the values hard surface and carpet, which I took from this list here. Of course, you are not limited to this list. You can also create your own materials. If you want to use different materials that are not part of this list, you can create your own. The most important part is the coefficients, so the absorption coefficients or the scattering coefficients, but make sure that you know the number of coefficients must be equal to all walls. So now that I have this floor and the ceiling materials, I will extrude the floor to create a 3D room. So I will define a height for my room, and then I will use this room.extrude. So room was created here, so we have a 2D room. Now when I extrude, I will pass the height and the materials for the floor and ceiling, and at this point now I will have a 3D room. So let's take a look at this room.extrude. So this function creates a 3D room by extruding a 2D polygon. The polygon is typically the floor of the room and will have z coordinate 0. Here we have the parameters, so we take the height, the extrusion height. Here we can pass also the absorption coefficients for all walls, or materials dictionary, so the absorption coefficients for the floor and the ceiling. And this parameter overrides absorption. So this is what I'm doing. I'm passing this dictionary with floor and ceiling, which we created using this function make materials. Here, make materials, I'm creating this dictionary, ceiling and floor. Then I'm extruding. So at this point now, I will have a room that's a 3D room that we got from the extrusion of a 2D room. Next step is to add a source and a microphone. But first I will get an audio file to be used as a source signal. So we want to simulate the room. We will have this room impulse response, and Pyroom Acoustics can also simulate that we're playing something from a loudspeaker and being recorded by a microphone, and we can choose the signal. And Pyroom Acoustics comes with some examples. So I'm downloading. So if you go to the GitHub of Pyroom Acoustics, at examples and input samples, you'll find some different examples. So here I'm taking this German speech, this 8000, I understand that it's 8 kilohertz, but in our example we are using 16 kilohertz. So after I'm downloading this German speech, that now it's on my directory here, I will load this German speech using LibRosa, and when I load it using LibRosa, I can also define the sample rate I want to use, so it will convert whatever sample rate it is to the one that I define here, and I will have this NumPy array, and we can also listen to this German speech.
In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein. In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein. In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein.
So this is the audio we are going to play back from the loudspeaker inside our room in the simulation. So now I have this Y is going to be our signal. I can add a source and a microphone. So we've seen this before. I will add a source at this position, and I will choose the signal to be Y. In the previous example, we used a command from the Google command speech dataset that's provided by Pyroom Acoustics, but this time I wanted to do something different, and I'm using this German speech example. So we add a source, we add a microphone, and now I will plot the room with this source and the microphone. So we see that the room is indeed with the same shape that we defined here for the floor, and we extruded. So the room has the height that we gave, 3.5 meters. So 3.5 meters is the height of our room. So we've seen that it's not a shoebox. We've seen that we can create a 2D room with the shape we want, as long as we give the coordinates of the corners in anti-clockwise order. Then we can extrude this room. When we create this room, we can also assign materials to the walls, to the floor and the ceiling. Pyroom Acoustics provides some materials that we can use already, but you can also find in literature coefficients for different materials, or you can just give some coefficients that you want to use. Now we move on to simulate room. I'm setting the receiver radius for the set ray tracing, so I will cover the ray tracing in a different tutorial. Then we compute the room impulse response. Just for the sake of it, I'm plotting the measured reverberation time, so the RT60, that is calculated from the impulse response, and I'm plotting the impulse response. So this we all seen in a previous tutorial how to do it. Then we can also simulate the room, and now I will save this, the output, so what is being recorded by the microphone, in a file that I'm calling the output, and now I'll play back this output. So let's hear it.
In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein. In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein.
So we see that there is a lot of reverberation going on.
In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein.
And this room is quite a big room. So we have here more or less 5 meters. Here we have 4 meters high. Here we have 8 meters on this wall here. So there's a lot of reverberation going on. And we also see we listen.
In 7 Stunden wird es soweit sein.
That there are some absorptions of some frequencies that are more prominent than others. And it's all defined by the materials that we gave to the walls. So there should be ceramic tiles to the walls, some carpet on the floor, and some hard surface on the ceiling. We can also take a look, for example, let's look at the floor and ceiling material. Now let's take the floor. So here we see it's a cotton carpet. Those are the center frequencies for which the absorption coefficients are defined. And we see here that there is this very small coefficients for 125 Hertz, but we have 0.81 at 1000 Hertz, and then it starts to go down again, and we have 0.48 to 8 kilohertz. So this is the floor coefficients. This is how we can take a look, and we can also see the materials for the walls, which are the ceramic tiles. And we also have the center frequencies, and we have the coefficients of ceramic tiles with a smooth surface. And when we compare the coefficients, they are more or less similar until 500 Hertz, and then it doubles from 1000 kilohertz up, and they are very different coefficients from the floor. And these materials, together with the shape of the room, the volume, the area, will define the reverberation of this room, and we will compute this room impulse response according to with one source and one microphone position. And of course, if we change these positions, we will change also our reverb, we will change the characteristics of the perceived sound. So that's it. This is how we can create non-convex rooms. So you don't need only to use the shoebox model. We can also create rooms with different shapes, and we can assign materials to this room. In this way, we are able to have models that are more similar to what we encounter in real life, even though all these models, all the simulations, they have a lot of limitations, but it's a good tool that we have to simulate rooms. That's it for today, and I see you in our next tutorial.